A warm welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Economist Professor Peter Quartey has entreated government to remain focused on achieving fiscal consolidation despite positive signs of economic recovery. His advice is coming at a time the World Bank and the IMF have given a firm assurance of Ghana's classification as a debt-distressed country as soon as it reaches a final deal with external creditors. Reacting to the development, Professor Peter Quartey urged government to remain fiscally disciplined and not to be carried away by the verdict of the IMF and the World Bank.
He tells you we are on track. I mean, he was quite pleased with the progress so far. He mentioned the revenue numbers. He mentioned how much government expenditure has been able to come down during the period. So it's a positive signal, and I think, but we shouldn't be solely headed. We shouldn't go thinking all is well. We still have to work harder. As he mentioned, there is room for improvement. So let's continue to work hard, especially because we are in the election year. If we are not careful, we'll push aside some of these gains and rather pursue the elections at the peril of fiscal consolidation. So let's be very careful as we do. We've seen this before. 2016, we went beyond threshold, and that also cost us a lot. So we don't want to revisit the past.
Tax consultant Francis Timoboy has urged political leaders to be mindful about the various tax reforms they intend to implement when they assume power in 2025. Although he welcomed the 9 major wide-ranging tax reforms of the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he said most of them could have been reduced rather than being scrapped entirely. He spoke to Joy Business.
That policy is very fantastic, and I wish that I could even make the proposal to Parliament before the elections. You remember August 2018, the government decided to separate the VAT from the levies. And so immediately about 6% of every purchase of goods and service becomes a cost to you as a business. In principle, if you're a business, you are not a consumer. And therefore, any cost you incur, you're supposed to pass it on to the final consumer. But here's the case, the separation had made it such that you have to absorb the 6% into your cost buildup. So it didn't really look like a consumption tax, and we were rather punishing the production system. So if it's able to reinstate the old position as we had in 2018, fantastic. Prices of goods and services may come down, and businesses may have that free cash flow to operate. They are not supposed to bear these levies. It is the consumer who must bear it.
Away from that, one of the leading electronic payment platforms, eTransact, says it will be leveraging innovation and research to provide unbeatable service delivery to meet the growing needs of their customers. Board chairman of eTransact, Professor Paul Frimpong-Manson, tells Joy Business they are committed to deliver seamless payments that are fast, convenient, and secure.
To work together. We are going to be pragmatists. That is, we are going to be open. No, we are just going to be pragmatists and see things that will work and be bold enough to make them work. We are going to be innovative. I've said it. Innovation, new ideas, creative. To stay on top, you always need to be innovative. These are the things that we are going to do. We are going to work with the media, with all our major stakeholders, and we are also going to embark on research to make sure that we know the needs of the customers and how to keep them and how to bring in more customers. It's the game of numbers, and we are on top for that.
Now, the Chief Executive of MGA Consulting Ghana Limited, Michael Abiel, is optimistic that regular capacity building for sales and executives could boost the output of sales functions in corporate organizations. He explained that prioritizing the sales function in organizations could greatly improve revenue and growth. He spoke to Joy Business at the closing ceremony of the Maiden National Sales Leaders Conference held in Accra.
Closing ceremony of the National Sales Leaders Conference provided a platform for sales leaders and executives to discuss solutions to challenges and available opportunities. The 2-day conference hosted 7 seminars, 6 panel discussions, and over 1,500 salespersons from diverse industries. Michael Abiel, Chief Executive of MGA Consulting Ghana Limited, detailed the success of the conference.
The whole idea is that when we transform the sales leaders, they impact their sales team. And when they impact their sales team, revenue for the organizations will grow, and the organizations will now recruit more and make the economy a better place.
On his part, Clarence Kofi, Chief Executive of Core Event Solutions, expressed optimism that the event would transform sales operations in the country.
Having all these guys come together, they realize that no, this has really, given them the platform to really have a say in whatever happens in their organizations. And from the discussions and from the advice that were given by these experts who came on board, I think this is really going to turn around many sales functions in organizations.
One of the participants, Yab Watma, a sales executive in the insurance sector, spoke with Joy Business.
It was very, very beneficial, especially with the sales topics that were selected. I learned that I have to be on top of technology, especially in my industry, the insurance industry, and not really think about my commission, but think about the value that I'm going to give to my clients. Because my customer service is what is going to give me referrals and sustain my old clients. And what stood up for me was the fact that I have to spend more energy retaining my old clients than getting new clients.
The Amenfiman Rural Bank PLC is set to grant a loan facility of up to 400,000 cedis to support small and micro-scale enterprises to boost local productivity amidst the prevailing economic conditions. The groundbreaking initiative comes as the bank records an unprecedented total deposit of a little over 1 billion cedis as of the end of June 2024, as well as other financial support programs from the government. More in this report.
To close in 2023 with a customer deposit of 780 million cedis, the Amenfiman Rural Bank at the beginning of this year set a 1 billion cedi deposit target. The bank focused on expanding its client base and provided support to augment business operations of clients. The historic record represents an impressive growth of 70.03% from the same period in June 2023, from approximately 631 million to a little over 1 billion cedis in June 2024. Following the unprecedented growth, the bank is setting aside 500 million cedis through its Donkomi promo to provide financial support and investment to micro and small enterprises in the country. The chief executive of the bank, Dr. Alexander Asma, explains the move aligns seamlessly with the bank's vision to empower the MSME sector, driving growth and aiding the recovery of national economy.
We set up an objective to grow our deposit to 1 billion by the end of 2024. This was announced at the opening of our Doom branch in February by the chairman that our deposit is going to go up to 1 billion by the end of the year. We were able to mobilize our teams and incentivize our team to go out and onboard customers and grow the deposit. And by the grace of God, we had been able to achieve this target by end of July. And so we have enough funds in our hands mobilized from our loyal customers. But what do we do with money? As a bank, we have very few options to do with money. When customers put their money in the bank, we're supposed to invest the money into productive sectors of the economy to help the economy to grow.
Access to flexible and affordable credit facilities is a bane to many growing business. Without the usual stringent collateral requirements and at exceptionally low interest rate of 2.5% monthly, many businesses, especially women and youth-led ones, are expected to receive financial support to increase productivity and stability.
And that's it for Prime Business for today. I am Pius Kojo Baka. We've got more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Prime Sports is next.